Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's K-E-S-H-W-A-N-I, Keshwani. We are here because we want to learn algebra. Today is our lesson number 172. Day 172. We are in the process of solving word problems from day 101 through 200, and today is our 72nd day of solving the word problems. The problem that we're going to do today is the exact same problem as the one that we did yesterday, with one minor difference. Here's the problem from yesterday. I have not erased it. It is the same problem that you saw yesterday. The problem was a biker goes at a speed of k kilometers in h hour. The question was yesterday, what is the speed in meters per second? Today our question is, a biker goes at the speed of, instead of k kilometers, m miles in the same number of hours in h hours. The question is, what is the speed in feet per second? Pause the video, redo the problem yourself. Once you have the answer, you can resume it and check your work. And for those of you who are not familiar with this English system, here's a little bit of information that you're going to need. 1 mile equals 3 times 1 times 3 times 1760 feet. The reason I wrote it like this is because 3 feet make 1 yard, and 1 mile is made up of 1760 yards. So here's the solution. M miles in h hours. M miles in h hours, and 1 mile equals this many feet, so it's m times 3 times 1760 feet in h hours. If this is how many feet we travel in h hours, then in 1 hour we should travel this amount of feet divided by that. M times 3 times 1760 over h feet in 1 hour. For example, if we were told that we travel this many feet, m times 3 times 1760 feet in 2 hours, then in 1 hour we would have traveled half the amount of distance. This amount divided by 2. If we were told that we travel this many feet in 3 hours, then in 1 hour, why don't we do that step by step so you can see it? If we are told that we travel m times 3 times 1760 feet in 2 hours, then in 1 hour we will travel m times 3 times 1760 over 2 feet in 1 hour. If we were told that we travel this many feet in 3 hours, then we will take this amount of time, and divide it by 3 to get the feet in 1 hour. If we were told that we travel this many feet, m times 3 times 1760 in 10 hours, then in 1 hour we'll travel 1/10 the distance. Here we have h hours, so we take our amount and divide it by h. Our original amount divided by h is how many we travel in 1 hour. But 1 hour is made up of 3,600 seconds. So we travel this many feet in 1 hour, or 3,600 seconds. But we're not interested in finding out how much we travel in 1 hour or 3,600 seconds. We want to find out how many feet we travel in 1 second. So if this is how many feet we travel in 3,600 seconds, then in 1 second we should travel this amount divided by 3,600. 3 times 1760 times n over 3600 times h feet per second. That's it, that's our answer. We just have to reduce it, we just have to simplify it, but as far as the answer is concerned, it's there. Let's simplify, shall we? Let's see. If you were to divide top and bottom by 10, we can get rid of this 0 right away. Let's divide top and bottom by 3. If you divide by 3, 3 divided by 1 is just 1, so I'm not going to bother writing 1 because it's just 1. And this 3 will become 1, this 6 will become 2, 120. So we have 176 over 120 at this point. At this point in game we have 176 over 120. I'm going to do the work here and then do it here so you can see it. Let's see. Let's divide the top and bottom by 4. Shall we? Let's divide top and bottom by 4. How many 4s? How many 4s in 1? 1 has 0 4s. That one goes and joins this guy, becomes 17. How many 4s in 17? 17 has 4 4s. The remaining one goes and joins this guy, becomes 16 again, and that's 4 4s. So in other words, 176 divided by 4 is 44. And finally, 12 divided by 4 is 3, so we get 30. So we have 44 over 30. Let's go one more round. Divide by 2, so we get 22 over 15. 22 over 15. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing here. We're going to do the same thing here, but instead of dividing by 4 right away, I'm going to divide by 2 because it's easier. So if you divide top and bottom by 2, 120 becomes 60, and 17 divided by 2 is 8, and then 1 goes here and joins this guy, becomes 16, and we get another 8. Let's go top and bottom one more time, divide by 2. 88 is going to become 44, 60 is going to become 30. Let's go top and bottom one more time, divide by 2. 44 becomes 22, and 30 becomes 15. Voila. Voila. 22 over 15. 22 over 15. And don't forget that on the top we have M, and on the bottom we have H. So what we have here is, let's put it here, the final answer. What we have finally is 22 times M over 15 times H. Feet per second. That's our answer. Now what we're going to do is we're going to plug in numbers for the variables, and we're going to redo the problems in the arithmetic way and see if this is the correct answer. We must always verify it. We must always verify it. I need the room, so I need to erase stuff. So let's erase this part right here. So let's plug in numbers. How fast do you want him to go? Let's make him go 5 miles. Let's make him go 5 miles in 2 hours. In other words, we're plugging in 5 for M and 2 for H. So if he's going 5 miles every 2 hours, 5 miles every 2 hours, that is same as 2.5 miles per hour. That is same as 2.5 times 3 times 1760 feet per hour. And that is same as 2.5 times 3 times 1760 over 3600 feet per second. We need to work on this guy. This looks very nasty. We need to work on that guy, and then whatever answer we get from there, we need to work with this guy now, and then whatever answer we get from there, we should get the same exact answer from that guy. I need the room. I have no choice but to erase something. So what should I erase? I have to erase this part. I don't want to, but we have to. Okay? Because we need to simplify this expression here. I'm going to write 2.5 the same as 5 over 2. So I'm going to replace this thing. I'm going to replace this thing as 5 over 2, and the rest is simple. The rest is the same. Times 3 times 1760 times 3600. Alright? Don't reach for the calculator, that is the whole point. And we're not here to learn how to use calculator. We are here to learn algebra. So let's divide the top and bottom by 3. So if you divide top and bottom by 3, there is 1, 3 and 3, there are 2, 3 in this is 1200. Let's divide top and bottom by 10, so this 0 drops out. Let's divide top and bottom by 5. 5, there are 2 5s and a 10, so that's, and then 2 goes there, becomes 4. Let's divide top and bottom by 4. Okay? 176 over 24 is what we're dealing with here. So before we worry about this 24, let's get rid of this 2. Let's divide top and bottom by 2. 17 divided by 2 is 8. 1 goes here, becomes 16. Another 8, and that goes takes care of this part. So now we have 88 divided by 24. Let's divide top and bottom by 4. So then it becomes 22, and this becomes 6. Let's do one more time. 11 over 3. That's what I get. 11 over 3 is what I get. 11 over 3. See? Divide this by 4, you get 22. Divide this by 4, you get 6. Divide top and bottom by 2 one more time, so 22 becomes 11, and this becomes 3. So we get 11 over 3 feet per second. That is the final answer. The question is, that thing looks nothing like 11 over 3. Or does it? Let's find out. 22 times m. M is 5. We pretended that we're going 5 miles every 2 hours. 5 miles every 2 hours. So there is your m, 5. Over 15 times h every 2 hours. There is your h. And that, when we reduce it, better come out to be 11 over 3. Well, 22 divided by 2 is 11, and that takes care of this thing. If you divide top and bottom by 5, that drops out this 5, and this becomes 3. Voila, 11 over 3. You see? 11 over 3. It is in fact the right answer. The guy is going to travel 11 over 3, or 3 and 2/3, because 3 times 3 is 9, and you're going to have 2 left over. So 3 and 2/3 feet, 3 and 2/3 feet every second. If he's going to go, how fast did we pretend he was going? If he's going to go 2.5 miles an hour. Well, that's a very fast biker. 2.5 miles per hour. That's what we did. We pretended that he was going 5 miles every 2 hours. 5 miles every 2 hours is 2.5 miles per hour. So if you're going 2.5 miles every, well, you can even walk that speed. So if you're walking 2.5 miles every hour, 2.5 miles per hour, you're covering 3 and 2/3 feet, 3 and 2/3 feet every second, or a little over a yard every second. A yard and 2/3 feet every second. That was it. That was the end for the problem for today. Let's see what do I have for today or tomorrow. We will have some workers doing some work in the factory tomorrow, and we'll see how long it takes them to do a certain amount of work. So instead of a speed problem, we're going to have a work problem. There are work problems in the exam, there are speed problems, there are time problems, and there are several different varieties. And there are age problems, where they give you the age of two people. One guy is this old, the other guy is that old. 5 years from now, something happens. Those kind of problems. And we've been doing all of them. I will see you tomorrow on day number 173. Okay? Bye now.